So, Dennis, you and I grew up in this area at about the same time. I think a little bit older than you, but, I know we grew up listening to similar music. In this area, the things that were popular at that time, Humble Pie, Black Sabbath, that kind of
Not
stuff.
Black Sabbath. I don't like Black Sabbath.
Well, there was a lot of that going around in this area. How in the world did 10,000 Maniacs come up with this music that they came up with? It doesn't seem to be from Jamestown at all.
We were like a rash. We were being rubbed the wrong way by people around here. We were a reaction like punk music was. We were a reaction to the music that was going on. Actually, around 1977, Ed Tomassini and I started a radio station down at JCC, WJWK, along with Steve Gustafson, who's in the band with me in Maniacs. And we started playing crazy punk rock music, Plastic Bertrand, Talking Heads, all kind, Gang of Four. And Rob Buck was working in a factory at Hope's Windows, and he would listen to us at night. And a 16-year-old girl graduated early from Westfield came down with an arm full of David Bowie and Roxy Music records. And we all met at that radio station at Jamestown Community College. By this time, it was probably the fall of 1980. The band started in 81.
Wow.
Yeah, it kind of makes you a little wistful, doesn't it, Ken?
Yeah. Talking Heads. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And one of the hallmarks of the Maniacs is the topical nature of your music, especially early on. But you're still carrying on that tradition today, and in a very insightful and poetic way, you have addressed what turned out to be universal issues. Of course, we talked about songs like Dust Bowl and
What's the Matter Here, and one that you like Please Forgive Us.
Please Forgive Us. It's about that we need to look in the mirror after every war that we declare on another nation,
Or don't declare.
Or don't declare. And we make the same mistakes over and over and over again. So those same lyrics that were written in the 80s or whenever apply astoundingly beautifully today. And you're about to play a song just like that. We have a...
well, this is interesting. Yeah, the song you just heard, I wrote in 1986. Complete song except for the final line about my friend Pat. I brought it to the band, but it wasn't working quite the same way. We just weren't ready for that kind of a ballad. I didn't sing it for them. This is how a lot of the songs work. I write them as songs, then I bring the chord structures, the rhythms, the ideas to the band, and we do them instrumentally. A song like These Are Days, which is our biggest hit, we played for 6-8 months as an instrumental. We played it live on tour as an instrumental. We never heard a lyric to that song or a melody other than what we played until all the tracks were finished in the studio. I mean, the song was completely recorded without us ever hearing a vocal from Natalie at all, ever. And we had been playing it live as an instrumental. So that's the way a lot of our stuff worked. And I brought a song to the band. I used to be called Florida until I had that great line, Jesus drove a gray car. And I brought that to the band. And this is a real example of how different writers write about different things. That song to me was was a story about a person I know, a ballad, a real ballad, the ballad of Pat. And I won't say his last name because he'll probably find me.
Hit you with a rock.
Yeah. Beat the hell out of me. But, and how, Natalie could write a completely different song. We could make a completely different song out of what was basically the same idea. And it kind of goes, you ready for me to do this? Do it. Kind of goes like this. Sound familiar? Tell me what's gone wrong. Tilt my head back under the faucet when I turn it on. Dry as paper. Call the neighbors. Who's to blame for what's going on? In the dark, without a clue, I'm just the same as you. Oh, they tell us there's poison in the well. Someone's been a bit untidy, and there's been a small spill. Not a lot, no, just a drop. But there you are mistaken, I know you are. And I wonder just how long, yeah. They knew our well was poisoned, but they let us just drink on. Oh, they tell us there's poison in the well. Someone's been a bit untidy, and there's been a small spill, and all that it amounts to is a tear in a salted sea. Someone's been a bit untidy, we'll have it cleaned up in a week, but the week is over. Now it's grown into years since I was told that I should be calm, there's nothing to fear. But I drank that water for years, my wife and my children. So tell me, where to now? If your fight for a bearable life can be fought and lost in your backyard, oh, don't tell us there's poison in the well. Someone's been a bit untidy, and there's been a small spill, and all that it amounts to is a tear in a salted sea. Someone's been a bit untidy, we'll have it cleaned up in a week. Unfortunately, that song still rings true.
Maybe more than ever. Thank you very much, Dennis Drew.
Yeah, come on.
Now we're going to hear some more from Jeff. He's going to play a song that appeared on the new CD, Music from the Motion Picture. And the song is called Gold. It was co-written by Dennis and Jeff, and it's about their good friend, Rob Buck.
Moments like a piece of gold. Don't spend it on the wrong thing. Every moment's something you should hold. Don't spend it on the wrong thing. How can you go? Can you go? How can you go? Can you go? How can you go? Can you go? Go away. You're caught in the moment. It feels like a day. The fight's just beginning. Don't give it away. A breath's like an ocean. Your mind starts to stray. Motives forgotten, it all goes away. You're real in protection, your shield is what conceals imperfection by giving it up. Come on and give it all or give it up. 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 How can you go? Can you go? How can you go? Can you go? How can you go? Can you go? Go away. Moment is a piece of gold. Don't spend it on the wrong thing. Every moment's something you should hold. Don't spend it on the wrong thing. How can you go? Can you go? How can you go? Can you go? How can you go? Can you go? Go away. How can you go? Can you go? How can you go? Can you go? How can you go? Can you go? Go away.
Jeff Erickson, gold. Jeff, I heard that song before. You played it on the show the last time you were on by yourself. Now you're playing it with Dennis. And I have to say, when I heard it on the CD, it just became something entirely different. How does that work? Dennis talked about bringing a song to the band. What was it like bringing that song to the band, and what happened to it after they got a hold of it?
Truthfully, not a lot changed.
Well, one of the things is to have Jerry play on it.
Yeah,
He picked
exactly.
it up the first time we played it for him.
Put some drums on it with a really good drummer. But not a lot changed. That song was so inspired that it came in a package. You know, it was done. Dennis and I wrote it in his basement.
Yeah.
And it was interesting the way the lyrics were written. You know, we were down in his basement recording, and I just closed my eyes, and he hit record on the mic.
Is that right?
And I just started singing. And then afterwards, we listened to it and we went, wait, it sounds like you're saying this. Because I didn't know what, I just sort of stream of consciousness. The whole thing, really, because we had just seen Rob, unfortunately, in the hospital. And we got back to that room in that recording situation, and it just flew out. It was really...
It just happened.
It just happened. And it really was truly one of the most collaborative things I've ever done still to this day. That I can't say that I wrote all of it. I can't say that it was just the both of us in that moment. It was really special.
And then the same thing happened when you took it to the band. It became...
It
wasn't turned out the way you heard it.
You know, Dennis would back me up on this. It was sort of like, here's this. And it was very easy for everyone to latch onto.
The only thing we did was that Jeff wrote about 10 verses.
Right.
So I mean, we just kept singing. I mean, we must have played it for 15 or 20 minutes. So we just edited the words into the best sort of sequence.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing.
Yeah, because
different.
I just sat there and sang for a long time.
Yeah.
I have to say, this is your first public appearance since you had surgery. How's it
I
going?
did. It's going good. You know, I had some spinal surgery, and these two fingers are still a bit numb on both hands.
On both hands.
So I can't do what I did before, but I think I'll get back to that. So I have to tread lightly, so they say.
Yeah, but you had a remarkably fast recovery. The kind of surgery you had can take up to a year.
Yeah, my surgeon said that this neuropathy, for lack of a better term, in my hands will take up to about a year.
About a year,
to
yeah.
go away. Yeah.
Well, you look great. You've been active.
And I've got this great scar now. So
that's cool.
I told Steve Gustin I'm gonna start wearing an eye patch. And don't mess with me. I've been there.